Okay, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalam ala sharafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma infa'ni bima allamtani wa allimni ma yanfa'uni wa zidni ilman. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back all of you to this day 4 session of the Fundamentals of SARF. Alhamdulillah, in the last 3 days we completed quite a few of milestones, starting with the active passive voice, then looking at the family number 2, form number 2, bab number 2, which is called as fa'ala. It can also be called with the first word of the past tense table, which is allama family. It is also known by the name of masdar. Generally speaking, in the world of SARF, scholars or all those people associated with the Arabic language or grammar, they usually call this family, especially the Muslims one, or the believers one, the Muslims who learn this as a way to understand the Qur'an. They call this either with the first word of the past tense table in a generic form or the masdar. So the family that we studied, you could very well see in most of the syllabuses or the websites or the books that it is being referred as bab fa'ala or bab taf'ilan. Tafil family, tafil bab tafil, they will say bab tafil. What is bab tafil? Bab means family, tafil means that is the masdar's generic form, taf'ilan, ta'liman, right? Tazyinan. So that is so either they call it with the past tense or masdar. Mostly it is masdar. They will say bab tafil. So you should understand he is talking about masdar, which is on the tafil format, and it is the allama family. Anyway, that was just a side note. So we completed the allama family. Alhamdulillah, we looked at all the members of it. So starting with if you are asked to do the sarf sagir, you should be pretty comfortable, if not very fluent. It will come, fluency will come once you have good practice of it. So allama yuallimu ta'liman fahuwa muallimun. Ullima yuallamu ta'liman fahuwa ullima yuallamu ta'liman fahuwa muallamun. And then command will be allim la tuallim muallamun. So those are the 10 members: past, present, masdar, ism fa'il. Past passive, present passive, masdar, ism maf'ul, command, forbidding, zarf. What is zarf? Zarf is a word that indicates time or place. So Arabic allocates a special word that when you use, it will, without describing it, you will know that this word is indicating the time of the action or the place of the action, depending upon the context. So if I had to explain you just quickly, many students get confused with this zarf. What do you mean time of the action or the place of the action? How does it indicate? Because in English we don't have any such word. We just say that this happened at this place or this happened at this time. That's it. But instead of saying this happened at this place or this was the place where the action happened, Arabic just uses that zarf. Which means, oh, that's the place where this action happens. For example, if you take the verb family, which we have not yet studied, small family, sajada yasjudu. Sajada yasjudu. Sajada is the past tense, yasjudu is the present tense. Okay, so now if this is the small family, its zarf pattern is different. And small families' patterns will be different than big families. But I have a good example of it, so that's why I'm using the small family. So sajada yasjudu. Sajada means he prostrated. He bowed down, he prostrated. He made a sajda. Yasjudu, he makes a sajda. Now, there will be a zarf for it, which will indicate the place of sajda or the time of sajda. How is it? The zarf format, generic format for the small family is maf'ilun. That is the zarf format. Maf'ilun. Now mind you, in maf'ilun, fa, ain, lam are placeholders. You need to replace it with the verb that we are talking about. The verb that we are talking about is sajada. Sin, jim, dal. Sajada yasjudu. Okay, what is the pattern for zarf? Maf'ilun. So if I put, see that? Masjidun. So if somebody, hey, what is this word? I don't know the meaning. No, you know the meaning. because it is maf'ilun pattern. This pattern is fixed in Arabic language. Maf'il means where the fa, ain, lam is done. In this case, where the sin, jim, dal is done, which is sajda. So sajda jahan kiya jata hai, usko masjid bolte hain. So that's why this is called as masjid. Yeah, because masjid is a zarf. You understand? So this is the practical example to show you how does zarf work. So Arabic students, when they see this word, any word on this pattern, they might not know the meaning, but they will tell you, hey, this is the place or the time of the action. Another good word is the place where the sun gurubs. What do you call? Huh? Maghrib. Maghrib is a zarf. Why? Because Maghrib means the place where the Shams makes the gurub. Gharb hota hai wo. Usko bolte hain Maghrib. So Maghrib pattern is Maghribun. Just like Masjidun. And this is just one of the pattern for the zarf. Small families have got 3 patterns. This is one of those. So I just thought that maybe for those students, there are some curious students in the class, every class. They are like, what is this zarf? I understand the meaning, but how do you use it? This is how you use it. Anyway, so we had that complete Allama family yesterday. Now today, inshallah, we are going to take a look at 2 other families, one by one. Okay. This family will follow the same trend. What we have to do is, okay, what is the pattern? Tell me. For the past tense, present tense, masdar. That's it. Once you have to memorize only those 3 words. Rest, we are going to create it. Because the next member will be ism file. Okay, how do you create ism file? Take the present tense. Okay, you replace ya with the mu and add a tanween. Okay, then next is the passive. You know how to make it passive. U-E sound. Next is the present passive. U-A sound. Next is the ism maful. Okay, that is mu-a sound. Mu-a sound. Okay, then there's a command. Command, you know how to make it. Take the present tense, second person, drop the ta. Okay, and see if you are pronounceable. If it is not pronounceable, then we'll see what to do. But that's how you make the command. Then you make the forbidding. How do you make the forbidding? Very easy. Make it lightest. Drop the noon. If there is a dhamma, make it sukoon. Add a la. That's it. Zarf. Very, very easy zarf. Just use the same word as isam maf'ul. That's it. That's what we are going to do for the next 9 families or 8 families. Family number 9 we are not going to study because it is family number 9 is exclusively dedicated for colors, denoting colors. Okay, and that's a very rare occurrence of color, and in Qur'an it is very, very rare. So we can take that look some other time. So that family is excluded from this study, just to keep the study simple and sweet. Not many words of colors are there, and even if they are there, they are very rare in Quran. So we are not studying family 9. From 2 to 10 we are going to study all the families except family number 9. So that was all I had. If anybody has any questions, please shoot it now by the time I share the slide. Okay, is it? Yeah, that's it. Yes. So if I am saying, hey, this is the Maghrib, if I am showing to you like this, that means I am showing the place. Hey, when did that boy fell down? Hey, during the Maghrib. During Maghrib? What do you mean by Maghrib? At the Maghrib time, at the time when the sun guru. So it depends how you use it. You can use the same word for denoting time or place, depending upon how you use it. So same word is used. Yes. Okay. So let me just share the slide. Everything okay? Yeah, that seems to be okay. Fine. So I'm going to go here. Let me do this. I don't need it. But that's safe. This one. Share the screen, and this is the one I want to share. Okay, hopefully everybody is able to see the shared screen. And is this okay? Yes, okay, Alhamdulillah. So before we go on to the new family, I just want to show you a slide which has some Arabic SARF related cryptic terms. As I said in the beginning itself, we don't want to use them at this moment, but you should at least be aware, so that when you have a discussion or somebody speaks to you, or you tell that, okay, in this Ramadan I try to study the SARF. And if they ask you basic question also, you should know that, okay, we didn't use these terms, but these terms are there in the SARF. We use the English equivalent, because once you get comfortable with the SARF thing, and then you can start replacing your English terminologies with these Arabic related cryptic terms used in the SARF. But I'm going to just show you so that you are aware. Yes, we have studied this and this is what it means. So here are some terms. Some of them we have used, like as-sarfu as-saghiru, as-sarfu as-saghir, sarf saghir, which means the smaller type of sarf, the one that we did yesterday. Allama yuallimu ta'liman fa muallimun. If you do that table, complete 10 members, what you have done is sarf saghir. Okay, once you do sarf saghir, then you should take that sarf saghir, take a pen and pencil, paper, whatever it is, take first word. What's the first word? Allama. Make the complete table of allama. Okay, then go to yuallimu. Make the complete table. Then make the table of masdar. Then ism file. Go on making table for all those words, because those words are representing their table. We are not doing the whole table. So when you do this all words with their detailed table, what you have done is sarf kabir. Sarf kabir. Okay, so this is the prime responsibility of the student, to practice sarf kabir at home, at least for 1 or 2 words, so that they understand what's going on and the rhythm gets in their mind. So sarf sagir and sarf kabir. Then we have fail madi, which is past tense. Okay, fail madi, past tense. Fail mudari, present tense. Remember, present tense also represents future tense. So it's fail mustaqbil also. Okay, fail mudari. Then masdar, that we have used it. Masdar, that's the concept or the idea. Ism file, that also we used it. In the English syllabuses, you will see it as active participle. Active participle, the one that is active. The one that is active. So we also say ism file. So this is the doer, basically, doer of the action. Then when you come to the passive, we are saying passive, passive, passive. The actual term is failul madi mabniun ala majhul. Mabniun ala majhul. This is the whole term. And this is where our brothers and sisters get demotivated when they open the book due to some motivation. I want to learn Arabic, I want to be like that sheikh, and they come across such terms and they say, wow, what is that? And they get caught up in that, and then suddenly that whole thing stops till next Ramadan. So that's why we don't use it at this moment. Just say past passive and then focus all your energy and attention on understanding the concept. Okay, similarly, fail mudari mabniun alal majhul basically means present tense passive. That's all. Masdar remains masdar. Then it is ism maf'ul. Maf'ul basically means detail, you can say, detail, or the one on whom the action is done. Depending upon what type of sentence, that's not the part of this course. The next course in line of this in our curriculum, Bayyina to Bayyina curriculum, is how to construct sentences. What are the different types of Arabic sentences? We study there, and that's where again the maf'ul terms comes. So we use it in a different way. Anyway, maf'ul here with respect to sarf sagir is the one on whom the action is done, the receiver of the action. Okay, the one on whom they call it as passive participle, because this is a passive one. It doesn't do actively anything. It's just receiving the action. I am teaching, you are getting taught. Okay, I am helping, you are getting helped. Something like that. So that's why this is ism maf'ul. And then the command is called as fail amr or al amru minhu. That's how we say in the rhythm. Just like we say fahuwa muslimun, fahuwa muallimun, we say al amru minhu al-lim. So al amru minhu, the command from it. Minhu, from it. The command from it is al-lim. That's how we say. So fail amr, you could say. Fail amr means command tense. Fail nahi, and nahyu anhu. The nahi, the forbidding from it. The forbidding from it is la tu'allim. La tu'allim. And then az-zarfu minhu. The zarf from it is muallamun. The zarf from it. So these are some of the terms that you should be aware of, which are in circulation or which are frequently used with respect to sarf. Okay, so having that out of our way, now we can go on to the next family. Now, I know that if I just tell you the hints, you will be able to construct the family yourself. Okay. Again, SARF is all about patterns, not about meanings, not about memorization. Memorization very little, to little extent. You only need to know the pattern and memorize the first 3 words. That's it. Okay. So this next family, which is family number 3, Bab number 3 or form number 3, is here is the pattern for the past tense. Again, pay attention. All of them are going to use 3 root letters plus additional pattern letters or pattern forms. Mixed with this, you get the family number 3. So here the pattern is after the first root letter. Okay. Now all the past tense always end in fatha. The first word of the table always ends in fatha. Keep that in mind. So I don't need to tell you the last root letter has got a fatha. It is always fatha. Okay. After the first root letter, you need to add compulsory alif. After the first root letter, you are compulsory going to add alif, and all the root letters are going to have fatha. That is the form of the past tense. So what do you get in generic form? What is the generic form of the past tense? Fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'ala. After the first root letter, alif compulsory, and all of them fatha. So what you get is fa'ala, fa'ala. So if I replace fa and lam with jim, ha, dal, what do you get? Jahada. That is our next family. Jahada is our next family. Fa'ala. So any 3 root letters you get and you want to put them in this family, add a alif after the first root letter in the past tense and all of them fatha. You got the family number 3. Fa'ala, jahada. Okay. The present tense is, again, this one also starts with u. And of course, it's going to be ya. Present tense always starts with ya. And this time it is just like the previous family, it's going to be you. So that is the part of the pattern. All the present tense for this family are also going to start like you. And then you get the next 3 root letters. The first root letter again is going to have a alif in present tense also. Is going to have alif. Second root letter is going to have a kasra. Third root letter I don't need to tell you because always dhamma in present tense. In past tense it's always fatha. In present tense it's always dhamma. So I repeat, the present tense format is this. It starts with you, then the first root letter with alif, the second root letter with kasra, and the last root letter with dhamma. What do you get? Yujahidu, not dun. Dun is for ism. This is verb. Dun, dan, din, un, an, in. This indicates ism, noun. These are not nouns. These are verbs. So we say yujahidu. So the next family that we are going to study is named as jahada yujahidu. Fa'ala yufa'ilu. That is the pattern. So if you remember this pattern, this is quite different than the previous pattern. In the previous pattern, yes, past tense had all fatha, but the middle one has a shadda. Here also past tense has all fatha, but the first root letter gets a alif. That is the differentiating point. So if you get a word in Qur'an, you are reading and it matches that's jahada. Fa'ala, that is allama. That's what you need to pay attention. Of course, it is very difficult to pay attention in Taraweeh with the imams. Most of the imams that we have around us, you cannot catch them. Before you realize you are in the ruku, they read so fast. Anyway, so jahada yujahidu. Fa'ala yufa'ilu, this is the pattern. So jahada is your first word, which is past tense. Yujahidu is your second word, which is the present tense. Now all you need to know is, hey, tell me the format or the form or the pattern of the masdar. That's it. Rest I am expecting from you. The masdar pattern for this is again a differentiating factor between this family and the remaining family. Most of the big families or all of the big families, they have only one masdar. Just like we saw allama yuallimu, it has ta'liman, one masdar. That's the format. Taf'ilan, that's the format you will get. This is a unique family because it always has 2 masdars. This family, whenever you are constructing words in this family, you will have 2 masdars. and any masdar can be used. Both of them have same meaning, but these families are found to be having two masdars. The first masdar's format is fi'alan. That is the format of first masdar. What is it? Fi'alan. So what do you get here? That's where the word jihad comes from. Jihadan. That is the masdar. That's the idea. That's the concept. That's the concept. Jihadan. Jahada yujahidu jihadan. That is the one masdar. The second masdar's format is mufa'alatan. The tan is the part of the pattern. Mufa'alatan. Mufa'alatan. I didn't say any. No, there was no kasra sound when I said, why are you saying mujahidatan? Don't force yourself to the word mujahid. It's not yet come. Yeah, mufa'alatan. Mujahadatan. Mujahadatan. So which means the masdar is going to start with mu and it's going to end with tamarbuta tan or tamarbuta. So you get the second masdar. Mujahadatan. Mujahadatan, jihadan, same meaning. They are masdars. They are concept. Two different. Okay? Jahada, yujahidu, jihadan, wa mujahadatan. Jahada is a past tense. Jihadan, yujahidu is a present tense. Jihadan, mujahadan is the masdar. Now, tell me the ism file, the next member. Yeah, what did we do? Take the present tense, replace you with a mu and add a tanween. What do you get? Mujahid. You have a lot of people named Mujahid. I have heard that word. Where did it come from? That is a ism file. The one who does jahada yujahidu. In simple term, jiddo jahad. That's where your jiddo jahad comes from. Jahada. He struggled. He strived. Yujahidu. He strives. Jihadan. To strive or struggle or striving. Any meaning? Mujahidun, struggler, striver. That's where the word comes from. It is Jahada family. Jahada, yujahidu, jihadan, mujahadatan, wa fahuwa mujahidun. Then what will be the past passive? Juhida, not juhida, but we should elongate. Why? Because there is a mad of fatha there. Mad of fatha. Now the fatha is going to get replaced with dhamma. So you should have a mad of dhamma. Mad of dhamma is wow. So jahada will become juhida. 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 Jahada. Juhida. And then the present passive. That's it. Only one change. It's already you. Just make he as ha. Yujahadu. Yujahadu. Juhida. Yujahadu. And of course, masdar remains masdar. No change. That's a time independent factor. So jihadan wa mujahadatan. And then what will be the maf'ul? No E sound, no E sound. U and A, mu and A. Mujahadun. Mujahadun. Isam maf'ul. Mujahadun. Fahuwa mujahadun. Fahuwa mujahadun. Jahada yujahidu jihadan mujahadatan fahuwa mujahidun. Juhida yujahadu jihadan mujahadatan fahuwa mujahadun. Okay? Now, what will be the word if I want to say someone, hey, strive, struggle? Jahid. How did we get this word? Take the present tense, yujahidu. Take the second person, tujahidu. Make it lightest, tujahid. Drop the tu, jahid. That's how you got the command. Jahid. Struggle. Strive. Jahid. And the 6 commands will be Jahid for single male, Jahida, both of you male, Jahidu, all of you male, Jahidi, you female, Jahida, you both female, Jahidna, all of you women, all of you girl, Jahidna, struggle, strive. And how will you say don't strive, don't struggle? You should not say that, but that's okay. La tujahid, don't strive, don't struggle. The whole life is a striving, the whole life is a struggle. So you should keep struggling. Right? La tujahid, don't struggle. And of course, the zarf is the same as ism maf'ul. Mujahadu, that's a zarf. Place and time of struggling. In bracket, you can write life. That is the place. Okay, mujahadun. So this is your whole sarf saghir. Today, inshallah, take out some time and make the sarf kabir for this. Jahada, jahada, jahadu, jahadat, jahadata, jahadna. Then yujahidu, yujahidani, yujahiduna, tujahidu, tujahidani, yujahidna, and so on. Same jihadun, jihadan, jihadin, jihadani, jihadaini, jihadaini, jihaduna. Okay? Jihadatun, jihadatin, jihadatin. Mujahidun, mujahidan, mujahidin, mujahidani, mujahidani, so on. Make the table. This will really make you good at this. This is like mathematics. Mathematics, we all know that. We tried to study mathematics like a English reader book. It didn't work. When the exam paper came, we couldn't do much because mathematics was all about practicing. Surf is all about the same thing. You need to practice. Write, repeat. Come up with the new words. Practice it. You'll really get good at it. Okay? So far so good. Any questions here? Surf again. Just like family 2 had its own features. Every family has got its own feature. In reality also, we see so many different families, our neighbors and all. Everybody has got a unique feature. Some of them are really good at this. Some of them are really bad at this. Some of them are... So they have their own features. Family 2 had its own feature. Family 3 also has its feature. What are its features? Whenever you see a word in family number 3, of course, as I told you, don't hold it literally. Most of the time this will be true. At times it may not be. It might have a normal meaning. So not every word comes in every family. Remember this. Oh, sir told there are 14 families. I can take these 3 root letters and put it in all the families. Yeah, virtually or ideally, yes, you can because you have the formula. But in practical world, they might not be used. They don't exist. So not every word exists in every family. So we have to look up the dictionary कि ये word, ये root letters कौन-कौन से family में आते हैं or they have been found to be used. Okay, so these are the only families that is used, right? So whenever you come across a word in this family, what that is telling you most of the time is there is a participation. There is the action is happening most of the time between 2 entities, between 2 forces. And many a times the forces are opposite. Right? That is the idea you get from this family. That, okay, these root letters mean this. But since they are used in this family, they will be taken or interpreted this way. That is the nuance. That is the connotation you will derive. So this family tells you it mostly happens between 2 parties. It's a participation kind of a thing. It is something that is done intentionally. Jahada yujahidu, this family, something that doesn't happen automatically. It is intentionally initiated. It is intentionally done. That is the meaning. And it means between these 2 parties, between 2 parties, between 2 units, between 2 people, between 2 groups. Jahada, you mean strive and struggle, right? Strive and struggle. Does the word striving and struggling make sense if there is no opposing force? No. Striving and struggling only makes sense when there is a force opposing it. Then only you say you are striving or struggling. If it's a smooth ride, you are going along the wave, sitting in a canoe, that's not striving and struggling. That's a luxurious thing. Strive and struggle comes when there is a force, whether it's in the form of a human being or a nature or whatever it is opposing you and you are trying to go against it. That is striving. So jahada is between two parties. That's why. Okay, jahada. That's why this word is rarely used in small families where the meaning is usually by itself. No, it is not used because it defeats the purpose of this. Jahad, jiddo jahad, that is always has to be the force. So it's always used here, right? So remember, this family is going to tell you that there is something which intentionally happened and it is between two groups or two entities. So it's a participation, more than one party. Okay, that's the meaning you get when you get a word in fa'ala yufa'ilu family. Okay, fine. Now let's see. Okay, so these are the translation. He strived. Sometimes the passive will not make sense. I think it will not make sense here also. He struggled. He was struggled. It will not make sense. So wherever it doesn't make sense, there is no passive for it. I might have done it here just to show you, but I think, yeah, it's mentioned there. Passives do not make sense for these particular roots, just doing for the sake of it. So just to show you how passive is done, I'm done here. Otherwise, the passives don't make sense, right? Because the meaning is such that passive will not make sense. So it will not, you will never find the word juhida or yujahadu in the passive form. You will not find. It doesn't make sense. So you directly go to command then. Jahid, strive. La tujahid, don't strive. And mujahadun, time or place of striving. Okay, fine. Here are some members of this family. Again, they are intentionally written without any harkat, without any diacritics. But I'm sure if you have memorized jahada, yujahidu, jihadan wa mujahadatan, you should not have any problem in reading this. Okay, here is the one. Okay, yes, go ahead quickly, one by one. Don't repeat. Anybody start and then let others. Go ahead, Rabat. Go ahead, brother Jama. Go ahead, Rabata. Right. Right. Murabatatan. There will be two tas here. One is ta, other is ta. So murabatatan. Murabatatan. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tongue twister, but that's how it is. Rabata, yurabitu, ribatan, wa murabatatan. Wa murabatatan. Okay? Yeah, next, somebody, please. Quickly. Muwafaqatan. Wafaqa, yuwafiku, wifaqan, wa muwafaqatan. Wafaqa, yuwafiku means to be in agreement, to be in harmony, to be synced. That's what wafaqa means. So agreement is between two parties. Syncing is between two things. Rizad, wafaqa. So that's how the meaning comes. They both were in sync. They both were in harmony. They both were in agreement. Right? Wafaqa, fa'ala. So anyway, wafaqa, yuwafiku, wifaqan, wa muwafaqatan. Okay, next, new one, new student. Quickly. If you want to go to sleep early, you have to complete this early. Go ahead. Next. Come on. Don't be shy. Nobody is seeing you. Nobody knows you. Yes, jadala, yujadilu, jidalan, wa mujadalatan. Jadala, yujadilu, jidalan, wa mujadalatan. Here is the thing. Once the student studies SARF, then when the meaning is given to him or her, they really understand it in a better way, in a practical way, rather than the superficial meaning of that word given by the dictionary or the translator. Jadal, you know Jadal, what is Jadal? Jadal means, nowadays when you order anything online, especially the cable C or whatever it is, they come with that twisting cable, right? That thing that is twisted, especially when you take the charging cable and all, there's a wire which is very flexible and twisted. That is Jadal. That is Jadal. When you do that, basically that is Jadal. So Jadala means, now that is a single wire. If you see it, it's not two wires, it's one wire which is twisted. So that would be Jadal, twisting and tightening. That will be Jadal. If you take two wires, similar ones, and then twist them together one by one like this. Okay? When you twist them, that is called as jadala. That is called as jadala. Now you have two wires, you are twisting them against one another. That is jadala. That is the literal meaning. But this word also comes in Qur'an, in Hadith. So who is twisting wires there? Nobody is twisting wires there. That is the way the word is used. That's a literal meaning I gave you. If you look up the dictionary, you might not find it, that the wire or twisting, or you might find that it says argument, argue, hujjat karna, argue karna, debate karna. That is jadala. Jadala, they both argued. So what is the argument to do with the twisting? What happens in argument? The person A is saying something, the person B is saying something opposite. Again person A says something again. Again B says something again B. So they are like what? They are twisting each other. They are like two flexible cables. They are winding against each other, getting tightened in debate, in dialogue. That's the jadala. You see that? A person understanding the meaning without the sarf, and a person using the sarf to understand the proper context. Will you ever forget the meaning of jadala after today? Once you relate it like this? No. But had you memorized it, jadala is argument, jadala is argument, jadala argument, you might have forgot it. Because there will be so many other words that to come. But when you see that the actual meaning and the connotation that the sarf helps you to provide, it keeps you from forgetting that word for a much longer time. And it gives you the real meaning which you can associate and remember it. Never forget it, rather than just memorizing it. Because now you have a meaning and sarf, and you know what this family does when you put in this family. That's the meaning. So jadala, yujadilu, jidalan, wa mujadalatan means to argue, to debate, hujjat karna. Okay? Here's the next one. Come on, new student. Yes, go ahead. So Shadda and Alif, aren't these two? Shadda, intensity. Allama. The Jahada give you intensity? It is just the elongation. Intensity means it has to be intense. Allama. Jahada. That's just elongating. So elongation is different. No, the Alif doesn't indicate intensity. Shadda indicates intensity. Shadda, tajdeed. बोलने में इंटेंसिटी लग रही है. शद्दा, तजदीद, शिद्दत. उर्दू में शिद्दत वर्ड यूज कर. हाँ? Shadda, that's what I'm saying. The word itself is telling you Shadda. उर्दू में शिद्दत का मतलब क्या होता है? शिद्दत की गर्मी पड़ रही है, शिद्दत की सर्दी. शिद्दत word itself has a Shadda. Shadda means intensity. There itself, the Urdu people shouldn't be asking this, because हम यूज करते हैं word शिद्दत. शिद्दत का word शिद्दत क्यों बना? ये उसमें श्रद्धा है. the W, what you call it as the tajdeed, that intense, that indicates intensity. That's why it is intensified. This one is not intensified. This is between two parties. Okay. Yeah. So here's the next one. Some new student. Come on quickly. Go ahead. If multiple students are saying, no problem, go ahead and say it. Okay. Go ahead. Swad ma'am. Go ahead. Hajara. We have to do the hajara thing. Muhajaratan. Hajara, yuhajiru, hijaran, wa muhajaratan. Muhajaratan. Okay, again, this is from the word hijrat that you call it as, right? Hijrat. Hajara. Hajara means to basically, it means to cut off. किसी से कट ऑफ हो जाना, दूसरे पार्टी से कट ऑफ हो जाना, सेपरेट हो जाना, उसको बोलते हैं हाजरा. लीव, दैट्स हाजरा. सो हिजरत में क्या होता है? आप अपने जो भी आपके रिलेटिव्स, फ्रेंड जो भी हैं, सबसे आप हिजरत करते हैं ना. हिजरत डजंट हैव टू बी फिजिकल. हिजरत कैन बी इमोशनल, राइट? हिजरत कैन बी इन एनी फॉर्म. हिजरत इज कटिंग ऑफ योर सेल्फ फ्रॉम दैट थिंग. दैट्स, आपने वहां से हिजरा कर लिया, दैट्स हिजरत कर ली, छोड़ दिया आपने, कट ऑफ कर लिया. चाहे वो इमोशनल हो, फिजिकल हो, वर्बल हो, दैट्स हिजरत. ओके. सो हाजरा, युहाजिरु, हिजारन व मुहाजरतन. मुहाजरतन. Okay. Here's the next one. New student. Quickly. हासबा, हासबा, राइट। मुहासबतन, हासबा युहासिबु हिसाबन व मुहासबतन। आपने बहुत बार ये वर्ड सुना होगा, मुहासबा। अपना अपना रमजान में आलिम लोग बहुत बोलते हैं ना, मुहासबा कीजिए, अपने आप का मुहासबा कीजिए। देखिए क्या है मुहासबा, व्हाट इज मुहासबा? इट कम्स फ्रॉम हिसाब। व्हाट इज हिसाब? अरे अकाउंटेबिलिटी ऑफ योर, टेक योर ओन अकाउंटेबिलिटी। अपना हिसाब करो, रिफ्लेक्ट करो, क्या कर रहे हो, क्या नहीं कर रहे हो, सही है गलत है, कहाँ जा रहे हो, कहाँ जाना है। दिस इज मुहासबा, हासबा, हिसाब, अपना हिसाब किताब, दैट्स द वर्ड मुहासबा, राइट। जो रूट, मैंने इसीलिए पहले कहा था ऐसे स्टूडेंट कि हर चीज में फोर्स मत करो, जो उसका लुब्बे लुबाव है उस पर ध्यान दो। कैश बैग के हर चीज पे वो मीनिंग निकालने की कोशिश करोगे तो उसमें ही अटके रहोगे। फिर मुहासबा में भी होता है, अपने आई एम कंपेयरिंग विद अदर। मुहासबा में मैं अपने आप को देख रहा हूं, उसको देख रहा हूं, वो क्या कर रहा है, मैं क्या कर रहा हूं। सो द मीनिंग विल बी देयर, बट आप उस पर गौर करो कि क्या इसका पैटर्न क्या है, उस पर ध्यान दो आप ज्यादा। मीनिंग इसलिए मैं बताता नहीं हूं, लेकिन ये क्लास एक्सपर्ट है इसलिए मैं मीनिंग्स बता रहा हूं। अदरवाइज मैं स्टूडेंट को सिर्फ ये रट्टा मरवाता हूं, जो रिपीट करो, हासबा युहासिबु हिसाबन मुसाबतन 10-12 बार उनको रिपीट। यहां पे नहीं करवा रहा हूं मैं, क्योंकि ये एक्सपेक्टेड क्लास है। मुझे पता है रमजान का टाइम है, लोग टाइम देख रहे हैं कब सोना है वापस जाके। सो आई एम नॉट इन्वॉल्विंग इन दैट। सो पे अटेंशन टू द पैटर्न मैम, उससे ज़्यादा मीनिंग से ज़्यादा। और मीनिंग उसमें है हासबा युहासिबु। मेरा मुहासबा तभी होगा जब मैं कंपेयर करूंगा किसी से, कि अपने आप को या किसी स्टैंडर्ड से कंपेयर करूंगा। जरूर नहीं क्या सामने वाला आदमी ही हो, कोई एक स्टैंडर्ड है, अल्लाह ताला ने एक स्टैंडर्ड दे दिया है हमको, दिस इज द यू शुड डू मिनिमम, दिस इज व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड। मैं मुहासबा कर रहा हूं तो उस स्टैंडर्ड से कर रहा हूं, किसी और से कंपेयर कर रहा हूं। देयर इज अ कंपैरिजन बिटवीन दैट, देयर इज ऑलवेज द फैक्टर ऑफ पार्टिसिपेशन। I am participating in doing muhasaba. So there is this root idea into that. And as I told you many a times, ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि वो पार्टिसिपेशन का कंसेप्ट नहीं हो, बेसिक मीनिंग हो, जिसके अंदर बेसिक मीनिंग स्मॉल फैमिली में वर्ड है ही नहीं, वो बिग फैमिली में होगा। तो बिग फैमिली में होगा तो उसका नॉर्मल मीनिंग भी निकल सकता है। सो पे अटेंशन टू द पैटर्न विच इज द हार्ट ऑफ द सर्फ। हासबा युहासिबु हिसाबन व मुहासबतन। ओके, अगेन जी, यस, किसी का भी पूरा टेबल बना सकते हैं, उसी को सर्फ कबीर बोलते हैं। आप कोई भी पैटर्न लेंगे, अभी जैसे मैंने युहासिबु ले लिया, तो युहासिबु ये तो प्रेजेंट टेंस है, प्रेजेंट टेंस का टेबल बनेगा, युहासिबु युहासिबानी युहासिबुना। हाँ, और फिर जिसमें जो आपका इसम फाइल होगा, जैसे मुजाहिदुन है, मुजाहिदुन का टेबल बनेगा, मुजाहिदुन मुजाहिदन मुजाहिदीन मुजाहिदानी मुजाहिदैनी मुजाहिदैनी मुजाहिदूना मुजाहिदीना मुजाहिदीना। उसी तरह फीमेल भी हो सकती है। तो इस हर चीज़ का टेबल बनेगा। ये जो भी वर्ड्स आप देख रहे हैं ये जस्ट रिप्रेजेंटेशन है, वो अपने टेबल को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं। आपको बता रहे हो कि हासबा पास्ट टेंस है, लेकिन हासबा का अपना एक खुद 14 वर्ड्स का टेबल है, युहासिबु का अपना टेबल है। बट यहाँ क्लास में हम आपको पैटर्न देते हैं एंड वी गेट्स यू गोइंग। नाउ इट इज स्टूडेंट्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कि वो जो है इसको प्रैक्टिस करे अच्छे से। मैथमेटिक्स के क्लास में मैथ्स का टीचर हर फॉर्मूला हर एग्जाम्पल के साथ नहीं कर सकता। वो आपको एक फॉर्मूला देता है, 2-3 एग्जाम्पल से समझाता है। अब आपकी बात है एक्स वाई के वैल्यूज़ अलग अलग डाल के आप उसको प्रैक्टिस करो ताकि आप उस फॉर्मूले को समझो। ओके, हासबा युहासिबु हिसाबन व मुहासबतन। ओके, इसी तरह या हाँ, अभी जो हम ये कर रहे हैं सर्फ सगीर भी नहीं है, सगीर का सगीर है, क्योंकि सर्फ सगीर में तो पूरा बनाना चाहिए। ये तो मैं सिर्फ आपको बता रहा हूं कि इसके मेंबर्स अगर आएंगे, हम रूट लेटर्स अगर बदलेंगे तो ऐसा होगा। अब 3 मेंबर ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, बाकी तो हम फॉर्मूला यूज करके बनाते हैं, इसीलिए हम 3 ही दिखा रहे हैं आपको, राबता युराबितु रिबातन और मुराबतन। अब इसको आप आगे ले जाओगे तो मुराबितुन इसम फाइल, रूबिता पैसिव, ऐसे बना सकते हो आप। ये 3 मेंबर जो है क्रूशल होते हैं, क्योंकि हर फैमिली का अगर पहले 3 पैटर्न मिल गए बाकी आप बना सकते हो। और आपको एक मिसाल के तौर पे ये दिखाया जा रहा है 7-8 वर्ड्स लेके कि जब भी आप रूट लेटर्स चेंज करोगे ऐसे बनेगा। एक बार आपको ये 8 वर्ड समझ में आ गए, दैट यू कैन मल्टीप्लाई दैट 8 विथ थाउजेंड्स, 8000 वर्ड्स, क्योंकि आपको क्या करना है, रूट लेटर्स चेंज करने हैं और पैटर्न फॉलो करना है। दैट्स इट। यस, similarly you can use kaf sin mim, it will become qasama. Yes, qasama yukasimu. Yeah, mukasamatan. मुकासमतन, कासमा, कासमा युकासिमु मुकासमतन, राइट? या कसम, इट कम्स फ्रॉम किस्म, किस्म, कसम भी यूज़ करते हैं, किस्म भी यूज़ करते हैं, किस्म मतलब टू डिवाइड इनटू डिफरेंट किस्म्स, कासमा अपोर्शनिंग, अलॉटिंग, कसम टू टेक अ ओथ ऑल्सो. सो अगेन इसकी लॉन्ग हिस्ट्री है, अगर आप पढ़ोगे वर्ड्स के तो इंटरेस्टिंग, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग इसकी स्टोरीज हैं कि भाई कासमा का मतलब क्या है. कासमा का मतलब अलग अलग किस्म में डिवाइड करना, उसको अलॉट करना, अपोर्शन करना, शेयर्स बनाना. इसके कासमा का शेयर्स बनाना, तो कसम लेने से क्या ताल्लुक है? If you study the etymology of this, how this word became related to oath, it's very interesting कि okay, पुराने ज़माने में क्या होता था जब कोई इंतकाल फरमाया था, तो क्या उसका जो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, वर्स है या जो उसका इनहेरिटेंस है, उसको डिवाइड किया जाता था, राइट? डिवाइड करके इक्वल डिवाइड किया, और अगर उसमें कुछ कम ज़्यादा है तो दे यूज्ड टू टेक अ ओथ, नहीं ये मेरा इतना ही है, या नहीं मेरा ये मेरा होता है. तो व्हेन यू टेक अ ओथ, ओथ वाज सपोज्ड टू बी वेरी सीरियस थिंग. व्हेन यू टेक अ ओथ, that's it, okay, you go with that, he has taken an oath by name of Allah, that's it. So that's how the word kasama came with the dividing thing, and it became a part of this, right? So interesting stories are there, some other times inshallah we will do it, but that's how the word came into it, kasama yukasimu kisaman wa mukasamatan. Similarly, ghadara yugadiru ghidaran wa mughadaratan, ghadara yugadiru mughadaratan. So again this is related to Urdu word again, कि टू डिसीव, या किसी को धोखा देना, गद्दारी बोलते हैं, या दैट्स व्हाट दिस इज, राइट? गादरा. सो गादरा में आप गद्दारी अपने आप से भी कर सकते हो, दूसरे से भी कर सकते हो. सो दैट्स हाउ दिस वर्ड कम्स, गादरा युगादिरु गिदारन व मुगादरतन, व मुगादरतन, व मुगादरतन, राइट? राइट. सो बेसिकली गदर का मतलब किसी एग्रीमेंट को तोड़ना, किसी को बिट्रे करना, वायलेशन ऑफ अ कवनेंट, वायलेशन ऑफ ट्रस्ट, इसको बोलते हैं गदर. गदर, उसी से वर्ड आपका उसको और तजदीद डाल के इंटेंसिफाइड कर दिया, गद्दार, लाइक काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग, लाइक गद्दार. दिस इज ऑल्सो अरबिक वर्ड. सी ओके, सो दिस इज when you put the shadda there it becomes intensified, right? गद्दार means वो नहीं जो नॉर्मल धोखा देता है या एक आध बार धोखा दिया या गलती से धोखा. गद्दार का मतलब उसका पेशा बन गया है, he is very accustomed to it, he regularly does it, he is very expert in that, that's a subject matter expert, उसको बोलते हैं गद्दार. अब नॉर्मल गदर नहीं कर रहा है वो. जैसे एक होता है गफूर. गफूर का मतलब, अब गफूर का एक लिटरल मीनिंग है और उसका एक यूसेज मीनिंग है. गफूर का अगर आप लिटरल मीनिंग देखोगे, लैंग्वेज वाइज मीनिंग, उसका मतलब होता है कवर करना, किसी भी चीज़ को ढकना. आपका कुछ खाना बचा हुआ है, आपने उसको ढका, यू डिड गफरा, एक्चुअली यू डिड गफरा, टू कवर. तो जब हम बोलते हैं अल्लाह गफूर है, तो हम उसको बेसिकली हम एक्चुअली क्या बोल रहे होते हैं कि मेरे जो गुनाह है, मेरे जो उसको जरा ढक दे, उसको दुनिया में आम नहीं कर, आखिरत में भी जब हिसाब किताब आम, गफूर, छुपा दे उसको, प्लीज़ कवर इट, डोंट मेक इट पब्लिक. वाला आजकल तो ट्रेंड है कवर नहीं, पब्लिक जितना होगा उतना, जितना आप फेसबुक पे डालोगे जितना लाइक आएगा. सो यू वांट टू, पीपल वांट टू से एंड गेट द थिंग, राइट? सो दैट्स अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी. बट व्हेन यू हैव दिस थिंग, यू आर आस्किंग अल्लाह टू कवर. सो व्हेन अल्लाह डज दैट, ही इज गफूर. नाउ व्हेन यू से गफूर, ही इज कवरिंग योर सिंस. गफूर से ही वर्ड आता है, देखो, मिगफिर. मिगफिर का मतलब हेलमेट, हेलमेट कवर्स योर हेड. नाउ मिगफिर ऑल्सो फॉर्मेट, जैसे जर्फ का फॉर्मेट है मफईलुन, मिगफिर इज ऑल्सो ऑन अ फॉर्मेट विच टेल्स यू, मिगफिर फॉर्मेट पे वर्ड आएगा तो उसको बोलते हैं टूल, किसी चीज का टूल. अब हेलमेट इज अ टूल टू कवर द हेड. एनीवे दैट्स, मैं इधर उधर टेंजेंट हो जाता हूँ क्योंकि अरबिक ऑल इट्स लिंक टुगेदर. एनीवे गफूर इसलिए आया था कि मैं बता रहा था गफूर का मतलब है टू कवर. ना इफ समवन, ऑफ कोर्स लेट्स टेक अल्लाह's example itself. Allah is so merciful, so forgiving, that no matter how many times you violate your covenant, you say कि हम कहते हैं कि हम नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन फिर पता चला फिर कर दी, फिर आए, फिर माफ़ी मांगे, फिर अक्सर वही हुआ. Now as long as the intention is true, you are not trying to fool yourself or you are not trying to play with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's laws, he is going to forgive it. बिकॉज ऐसा बहुत बार होता है कि हम सीरियसली बोलते हैं कि नो, आई विल नॉट डू दिस, दिस इज नॉट गुड, दिस इज नॉट अलाउड, आई वोंट डू इट, बट इट अगेन हैपन्स, यू अगेन गो बैक. यू, सो नो मैटर हाउ मेनी टाइम्स यू कम, एज लॉन्ग एज द asking of forgiveness is serious and you are trying your best to avoid it, stay away from it, but if it still happens, inshallah Allah will forgive it. So Allah is not Ghafoor, He is Ghaffar. That's a mubalaga. That's a hyperbolic. Ghaffar का मतलब बार बार forgive करने वाला, बार बार cover करने वाला. So ये गफ्फार और गद्दार, देखा वर्ड, सेम फॉर्मेट, मीनिंग अलग अलग है. बार बार धोखा देने वाला, बार बार मफफिरत देने वाला, राइट. फल्लाह, सेम फॉर्मेट. किसान, फल्लाह का मतलब छुपाना, सीड को छुपाता है वो जमीन में डाल के, राइट. खबाज, सेम फॉर्मेट. खबाज comes from khubz. Khubz means bread maker, the one who keeps on making bread, your baker, bakery, उसको खुब्बाज बोलते हैं, खुब्ज से, because he keeps on making it. So it's very, very interesting that when you study the words and how they are formed, it's really it's addictive, you can say that. If you study the things sarf and the nahu and together and how the words originate, why this word related to it, you will find a lot of interesting. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. This is the problem with me. Sometimes I get carried away and I can't stop myself and I seek forgiveness, but I again make this mistake. Anyway, so غادر يغادر غدارا ومغادرة, دافع يضاعف دفاعا ومدافعة. دافع يضاعف دفاعا ومدافعة. This is the dafa word. Dafa ho jao. Yeah, repel, bhaga dena. Right? That's dafa. So dafa, it's again between two people. He asked him to leave or separate from it. That is the dafa. Okay, repelling, warding off. Repel करना किसी चीज को, दफा करना, that's a dafa. So these are some of the words or some of the members of the family jahada yujahidu or fa'ala yufa'il. Dafa'a yudafi'u, yes, that's correct. Jazakallah. That should be yudafi'u, not yudaifu. Yeah, yudafi'u. You're right. Yeah. That fa and ain have swapped the position, and that is completely my mistake. I mistyped it. Jazakallah khair. I will fix it, inshallah, if I remember before sending the notes, inshallah. Okay. Yes. Any other questions? No questions? Wow, great. So that completes family number 3. So I'll try to complete the remaining in the 10-15 minutes, inshallah. The next family, okay? The next family's pattern, I'll give you, you give me the word. The next family's pattern is this way. No matter what root letters are there in this family, it is always going to begin with a Hamza with a Fatha. It's always going to begin with that. Okay? That's the part of the pattern. The second sign is the first root letter always 100% of the time gets a sukoon. First root letter gets a sukoon. Second and the third root letter, they have a fatha on it. Just like expected, the last is fatha. Third पे भी fatha है. तो क्या बनता है word? Af'ala. Af'ala. से start होगा, first root letter पे सुकून. Af'ala. Af'ala. और उसका present tense का format है, again, this also starts with u. Okay? Starts with u. Again, the first root letter gets a sukoon. And the second root letter had got a kasra. Of course, the last root letter always has a dhamma. So, what do you get? Present tense. Starting with you. First root letter sukoon. Yuf'ilu. Af'ala yuf'ilu. And if I take the roots as kha, ba, ra, if I take those roots, then what I get is akhbara. Yukhbiru. That is my next family. Af'ala yuf'ilu. Akhbara yukhbiru. This is the most common family that you will come across while reading Qur'an. Hundreds and hundreds of words on this pattern. This is a very important family. All the families are important, but this happens too frequently. It comes बहुत बार आती है अलग अलग रूट्स के साथ. तो और yes, you are absolutely right. Anzala falls in this category. See, that's what happens when you start relating it. I gave the example yesterday when we had not learned this. Then the moment I explained you say, Anzala, it's matching with this. Yeah, So, sir, what does Akbara Yukbiru mean? What is the connotation? And then you apply it on Anzala. Okay, that's what happens. Yes, Akhbara Yukhbiru is Anzala Yunzilu. Abada Yubidu. Akhbara Yukhbiru. Aslama Yuslimu. Oh my God. The root of being a Muslim. Aslama Yuslimu. That's where it comes from. Okay? So the part of the pattern is always begin with a, put a sukoon on the first root letter. Or present tense mein, same. Put a sukoon on the first root letter, but start with you. Start with you and kasra on the second root letter. So akhbara yukhbiru. So akhbara is my past tense, yukhbiru is my present tense. और इसका मजदर का पैटर्न है if alan. If alan. So what do you get? Ikhbaran. That's the मजदर. इखबारन, जिसको उर्दू में हम अखबार अखबार बोलते हैं ना, वो उर्दू में अरबिक में एक्चुअली इट हैज कम फ्रॉम अरबिक. इट इज नॉट अखबार, इट इज इखबार. इखबार, दैट्स व्हाट वी कॉल इट एज अखबार. अखबार का मतलब न्यूज़ होता है, खबर. खबर, राइट, जिसमें खबर छपती है वो. सो खबर से ही आता है अखबारा युखबिरु इखबारन. खबर. अखबारा, ही इन्फॉर्म्ड, ही गेव द न्यूज़. युखबिरु, ही इन्फॉर्म्स, he gives the news. So what's the translation of ikbaran? News or information. That's it. Ikhbar means news or information. और जो वो लोग जो यहाँ की खबर वहाँ पहुँचाते हैं, देते हैं, या ख़ास करके जो ये आ गया आपका मुखबिर. फ़हुआ मुखबिरुन. तो जो हम बोलते हैं ये मुखबिर है, मुखबिर है, इसका मतलब है दिस इज द वन हु डज अखबारा युखबिरु. ये खबर देता है यहाँ की वहाँ, ये मुखबिर है. सो ही इज अ इसम फाइल, ही इज द डूअर ऑफ अखबारा युखबिरु. फहुआ मुखबिरुन. ओके, अखबारा युखबिरु इखबारन फहुआ मुखबिरुन. सिमिलरली द पैसिव ऑफ अखबारा विल बी उखबिरा. नो, डोंट टच द लास्ट रूट लेटर. इन पास्ट टेंस ऊ नहीं आएगा, याद रखना है हमेशा. उखबिरा, उखबिरा. एंड देन युखबरु, युखबरु. अखबरा युखबरु इखबारन फहुआ मुखबरुन. दैट विच इज शेयर्ड, दैट विच इज गिवन, और टू whom it is given. मुखबिर, द वन हु गिव्स. मुखबर, जिसको दी गई. तो अगर कोई खबर लाके आपको खबर देता है तो आप मुखबर हो गए, और जिसने दी वो मुखबिर हो गया. जिसको दी वो मुखबर, जिसने दी वो मुखबिर. और अगर आप किसको बोलना है, ए खबर दो, ओके, यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा इंफॉर्मेशन की जरूरत है. No, hold on. It's not your problem, it's not your mistake. I need to explain something here. There is a reason behind it, but I will not explain that reason because again we will go in a different world that needs lot of other explanation. I'll just tell you. सब families अखबारा के अलावा हम वो रूल फॉलो करते हैं कि ओके टेक द प्रेजेंट टेंस, ओके मेक इट दिस, ओके क्या है उस पर, और फिर वो एड इट, आपको फिर वो मिलता है. अब आप अगर वो करोगे ना यहाँ, सो व्हाट हैपेंस, सी युखबिरु इज द प्रेजेंट टेंस. ओके, अब इसका सेकंड पर्सन लेना है तो इट विल बी तुखबिरु. ओके, तुखबिरु. Now you are supposed to make it lightest. It will become tukhbir. Okay. Now you are supposed to drop the ta. The moment you drop the ta here, you are not able to pronounce the word. You cannot pronounce it because what you are left is kha with the sukoon. And in Arabic, a word cannot begin with sukoon. No, you cannot. You cannot pronounce it. It's just not pronounceable. So what? So the Arab said, we need to come out with a way to pronounce it, because the moment we drop the ta, it is becoming non-readable, unpronounceable. Okay, so they said that in such situation, what do? We add a alif, which is called as helper alif. You all know who have undergone the fundamental course. What is this I'm talking about? Okay, you add a helper alif, then you look at the second last letter. Okay, उसपे दम्मा है तो दम्मा add करो, नहीं तो. But those rules are not applied here. What is applied here is two changes are done here. Since you are not able to pronounce it, the Arab said for this family only, we are not going to add alif, we are going to add hamza. This is the difference. For you and me, Indo-Pak people, there is hardly any difference between Hamza and Alif. We say both are same. No, they are not same. Hamza is a letter. Alif is not a letter. Alif is a sound, extension sound, mad. It's not a letter. So, anyway, तो अलिफ बाता पढ़ते हैं वो एक्चुअली इट इज़ हमजा बाता. अलिफ का कोई साउंड नहीं है, अलिफ का कोई एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं है. अलिफ इज जस्ट टू एलोंगेट. एनीवे, सो यहाँ पे अरब सेड नो एडिंग ऑफ अलिफ. दिस फैमिली के लिए, दिस इज अ रॉयल फैमिली, वी डोंट वांट टू ऐड अलिफ, वी वांट टू ऐड समवन हु इज क्रेडिबल, सो दे एडेड अ हमजा हियर. बाकी सब फैमिली में देखोगे जहाँ पे ये प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है कि वर्ड प्रोनाउंसिबल नहीं है, वहाँ पे अलिफ ऐड होता है. इस फैमिली के लिए हमजा ऐड होगा. हमजा, अलिफ, हमजा सिटिंग ऑन अ अलिफ. Hamza means, Hamza comes in different forms. Here, whenever it's the beginning of the word, it will come in the form sitting on the alif. Sitting on the alif. So they are going to add Hamza sitting on the alif. अच्छा, उस पे हरकत क्या लगाना है? दम्मा, फता, कसरा. They said compulsory. Don't look at the second last letter and all that thing. That is for others. इसके लिए compulsory फता. इसके लिए कोई रूल नहीं है. So the commands for this family are going to be fixed. They are all going to start with a. Just like the past tense, but it's going to be the lightest form. So you will get the word akhbir. Akhbir. प्रेजेंट टेंस में कसरा है ना, तो अखबिर होगा, अखबर नहीं होगा. प्रेजेंट टेंस यूज करके बनाते हैं. तो अखबिर ये कमांड है, फिक्स होगा. जैसे अनजला ले लिया हमने, अनजला युनजिलु, क्या कमांड होगा? अनजला मतलब नीचे भेजो, नीचे भेजो. अनजिल, फिक्स. यस, अनजिल. अस्लमा युस्लिमु, इट मीन्स टू सबमिट. सबमिट अपने आप को. अस्लिम, सी दैट. सो इस फैमिली के लिए याद रखना है, अस्लमा युस्लिमु फैमिली आ गई, कमांड विल बी अ ई काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग. अ फिक्स होगा उसमें. बाकी सब के लिए चेक करना पड़ता है. सेकंड लास्ट रूट लेटर पे क्या है, दम्मा है क्या, कसरा है क्या, फता है. ओके, ऐड अ दम्मा, नो मेड अ कसरा, ऑल दोस थिंग्स. यहां पे सिंपल है. ओके, सो रिमेंबर दिस. अस्लमा का कमांड होगा अखबिर, और सिमिलरली इसका फॉरबिडिंग बनेगा ला तुखबिर. ला तुखबिर, डोंट इन्फॉर्म, खबर मत दो. और वो जगह जहां पे खुफिया खबर दी जाती है उसको क्या बोलते हैं? मुखबरुन. तो अगर आपके घर में ये सब होता है तो घर आपका मुखबर है. ठीक है, और उसमें कोई ना कोई मुखबिर है जो और आपको मुखबर बना रहा है. ओके, सो मुखबर इज अ टाइम और प्लेस वेयर द न्यूज इंफॉर्मेशन इज गिवन. ओके, माइंड यू, खबर का मतलब खबर ही नहीं होता, खबर का मतलब इंफॉर्मेशन भी होता है. सो it's not always negative, right? Khabar, akhbara, he informed, he gave the information. That's also there. So this is the sarf sagir for your akhbara family. Akhbara will be he informed, yukhbiru he informs, ikhbara news, information or informing, ये भी बन सकता है. To inform, ये भी informing, information. मुखबिर, informer, खबरी. Passive, he was informed. Present passive, he is being informed. Information. मुखबर, the one who is informed. अखबिर, inform. ला तुखबिर, do not inform. मुखबर, time or place of information. Questions? No? Good. Here are the members. Here are the members of this family. Some just to give you a taste how it looks like. Okay. Here, before I give that again, what is the connotation of this family? What is the feature of this family? Okay, again, don't hold it 100%. Keep in your mind, nothing is 100%. Most of the time you will get this connotation. Maybe not always. So, aslama yuslimu, akhbara yukbiru, ये family में जब word आता है, basically the prime job or most of the time what you will see is whatever was okay, so to explain this, I will have to explain the English grammar. In English grammar, there is something called as transitive and intransitive. Transitive means that verb which takes an object. Intransitive means you don't need an object. The verb can be complete by itself. Like, for example, he gave the book. Okay, he gave the book to who? He gave the book to Ahmad. So this is the transitive verb because the book was given to whom? To Ahmad. What was given? The book. So there are objects in this. But when you say he slept, that's it. He slept, he slept. What do you mean he slept? He slept. That's complete. Now this is the intransitive verb. It doesn't make object, right? So what this verb does when you put a root letter in akhbara yukhbiru family, it makes it transitive, which means most of the time what's going to happen is the action is going to affect others, not you. You are not going to get affected in this. it will be always be others. जब भी कुछ होगा हरकत, दूसरों पे असर होगा, दूसरे चीज पे वो जो आप करोगे उसका असर दूसरे पे होगा, आप पे नहीं होगा. So for example, if I take the verb खरजा, खरजा, खुरूज. खरज का मतलब exit, leave. खरजा, this is small family which you are yet to study. खरजा, he left, he went out, he exited. Okay, I take kharaja, put it in aslama family. It becomes akhraja, yukhriju, ikhrajan, fahuwa mukhrijun. So what is akhraja? Does it mean he left? No, it doesn't mean he left. You are conducting a class, there is a very naughty student, and in spite of multiple reminders, multiple warnings, he or she is not budging out. So what do you say? Please leave the class. Now what did you do? You made akhraja. You asked someone to leave. You made someone leave. That is akhraja. So what happened? Kharaja means it was affecting me. I left. I exited. The action affected me. Akhraja, I did the action, but the effect was on other. Action was done by me, but it affected the other. That's most of the time you will get the effect. Anzala yunzilu inzalan fahu. Anzala, what do you mean? Send down. Send down is different than coming down. I didn't come down. I sent down. You see that? It's affecting other. But sometimes when the core meaning does not exist in the small family, this can also relate the normal meaning where you affect yourself. If that's rare, but it can happen. So keep that in mind. There's always an exception for everything in this life. Okay? So, akhbara yukhbiru ikhbaran. You can say ashraka yushriku ishrakan. Ashraka yushriku ishrakan. He associated. He created partner. He made equals. Shirk karna. Ashraka, he associated. Yushriku, he associates. Ishrakan, association. To associate. To create a equal, to create a partner. Aghraka, yughriku, ighrakan. Ghark ho jana यानी डूब जाना. वो गर्क हो गया, डूब गया, तबाह हो गया, खत्म हो गया. Aghraka, किसी को तबाह करना, किसी को डुबाना. You see that? Immediately the meaning, the action, the effect shifts to the other entity. Aghraka, yughriku, ighrakan. Anzala, yunzilu, inzalan. Anbata, yunbitu, inbatan. This verb comes in the Qur'an. Anbata, yunbitu, inbatan. Nabat. Nabat बोलते हैं nabat. Grains, food, जो भी है, फल, पौधे, nabat. Nabata means to grow. बढ़ना. एक बच्चा है, grow हो रहा है वो. He is doing nabat. लेकिन माँ बाप उसको टेक केयर करके ग्रो कर रहे हैं, अपब्रिंगिंग कर रहे हैं. द माँ बाप आर डूइंग अनबता, द बच्चा इज डूइंग नबता. यू सी दैट? अनबता मीन्स टू टेक केयर ऑफ समथिंग, टू अपब्रिंग समथिंग. एक पौधे को रोज पानी डालना, सनलाइट देना, उसको इंसेक्टिसाइड मारना, उसको टेक केयर, यू आर डूइंग अनबता. बट एक पौधा जंगल में कहीं उड़ गया, अपने आप उग रहा, दैट इज नबता. See the meaning, how it changes, even though root letters are same. Anbata yunbitu inbatan, afsada yufsidu ifsadan, fasad failana. Anzara yunziru inzaran, to warn. Ahsana yuhsinu ihsanan, to make it good, to make it excellent. Akhraja yukhriju ikhrajan, to leave, to exit, to make someone leave. So those are some of the families that will come in aslama, akhbara yukhbiru. There is aslama yuslimu, islaman also. Aslama yuslimu islaman. Islam word is a masdar. हम बोलते हैं आपका दीन क्या है, कौन से, what is your religion? Islam. It's a masdar. To submit, submission, submitting. Aslama, he submitted. Yuslimu, he submits. Islam, to submit. Muslimun, muallimun जैसे के muslimun, mu-e sound. Muslim, who is a Muslim? The one who does aslama yuslimu, at least on paper. Aslama yuslimu, muslimun. Questions? Yes. Allahu Akbar. Yeah. Right. Oh, the word Akbar. Okay. Allahu Akbar. No, this is not the Aslama family. If you see it where it is written, if you see where in the Musaf or wherever you come across, see how it is written. It is written as Allahu Akbaru. Allahu Akbaru. It is not written as Akbara. But yeah, it is not Allahu Akbara. No, it is, even though Arabic says that when you're pronouncing and you're stopping on that word, you can drop the last harkat. So what we hear is Allahu Akbar. We hear Akbar. We neither hear Akbaru, Akbara, Akbari. What we hear is Akbar. Why? Because when you're stopping at it, you can drop the last harkat. But if you have to write it or you see somewhere written, it will be written as Allahu Akbaru. Akbaru is not same as Aslama, Akbara. No, Akbaru is different. Akbaru is a, again now Akbaru is a comparative word. Akbaru is a comparative word. The roots are Kaf Bara, Kabar, Kabr. Kaf Bara are related to greatness, great or big. So when you put it in Akbaru format, it becomes comparative. The comparative of good is better, or great is greater. Greater. Akbaru, greater. So Allahu Akbar translates as Allah is greater. Allah is greater. Now I know some of you or most of you translate this or have understood this as Allah is greatest. No, that is incorrect. What I am saying is Allah is not greatest is not in what I am saying. Allah is greatest, no doubt. Now everybody agrees. That's a common sense. That's no brainer. Allah is greatest. But in the sentence Allahu Akbaru, it doesn't mean Allah is greatest. It means Allah is greater. And that is intentionally made like that. The Muazzin says Allahu Akbar. Allah is greater. Again, if you pay attention, that's not even a complete sentence. It's incomplete sentence. We complete it by filling that empty blank. Allah is greater than what? Whatever I am doing right now. Leave it. Go. It's time for prayer. Allah is greater than my playing. Allah is greater than my studying. Allah is greater than my work. So when you leave that and go, you complete the sentence. But when you say Allah is greatest, it doesn't make sense. Allah is greatest. Yeah, Allah is greatest. But when the Moses, Allah is greater than, he's saying, he's not completing a sentence. It's an incomplete sentence. It's a fragment. Allah is greater than. And you are like, greater than what? What are you doing right now? Well, right now I am doing some work. It's greater than that. Well, I'm reading Qur'an. He's greater than that. Leave it. Close it. It's time for Salah. That's why he's saying Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Right? Anyway, that is not a Aslama family. Aslama family has to be Af'ala, not Af'alu. Af'alu is a different word. It has so many different meanings. One of the meaning is comparative. Yes, any other questions? Which root letters? No, the root letters, yeah, the root letters are Kaf Bara. Yeah, so if I put in this family, it will be Akbara, not Akbaru. The word there, it is Akbaru. So Akbara Yukbiru Ikbaran, you could say that. If you want to make it, you can make that. Allah Akbara Yukbiru Ikbaran for wa Mukbirun. I don't know whether that words exist or not, but that's how it will become. Ukbira Yukbaru Ikbaran for wa Mukbarun. Akbir, La Tukbir, Mukbarun. Yeah. Yes. Any other questions? If not, that's all I had for today, inshallah. So we completed the family number 3 and 4. So all in all, 3 families are completed out of the 8. 5 are remaining. Inshallah, the plan is to complete 2 more tomorrow. Family number, what is this? 4, 5 and 6, inshallah. And those are also not that difficult. And then the 3 families remain, which will be day after tomorrow, because all 3 are very similar. So we can complete that 3 in one session. So that will complete the big family. Then one session is left. It is enough to complete the small family. That's how the whole schedule will be till Saturday. And Sunday, don't forget, we have the Surah Quraysh. Again, this is not the usual that you see. It is different. It is based on language. As you know, ours is focusing on the language, the linguist, the words, why this word was chosen, how this word relate, why this sentence is made. That's all we are discussing. This is not the normal discussion of the surah. You will find that on the internet and the books, lot of things like that. But very few, hardly you come across the explanation based on the language. And we are the students of language. So inshallah, we will be dealing with that surah, which we think is a very easy surah, and we recite it most of the time, 2-3 salahs in a day, because that's a small surah. But that's a small but powerful surah, packed a lot of punch inside it. So Sunday, inshallah, we plan to do that. Please spread the word. gather as much as you can to make the benefit of it and make dua inshallah. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.